morning, everybody. It's Wednesday the 3rd of July 2024. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm a bit over 5 k's into my morning run. I didn't film anything before now because it's dark and there was going to be anything to see. But now that the sun is up, although you can't see it behind the clouds, I hope there's enough light for you to be able to see while I'm running. And so I had to think for a bit about what I might talk about today, and then it just kind of jumped into my head that, as I said, today is Wednesday, and on every second Wednesday I go to the Lifeblood building in Auburn Street in Goulburn and I donate plasma. So I thought I would talk to you about becoming a blood or plasma donor. I'll explain the difference in a moment, but I need to go through the usual disclaimers and things first of all. So the first disclaimer is that I'm not a doctor. I have no medical training whatsoever. So I can only tell you about my own experience as a donor, and having done 260 of them, I feel as if I've got some experience to tell you. Then you can make of that whatever you will. The second thing to say is that if, as a result of watching this video and listening to me talk about becoming a donor, you decide to go ahead and do it, I'll be very happy. And the people at the blood, at Lifeblood, as it's called, will also be very happy, as will the people who receive your donation. But you should go and have a medical, or see your doctor first and find out if it's okay for you to do it. There could be lots of reasons why it might not be. Health, age, a pre-existing condition where you literally cannot spare the blood you have, or some other reason that would preclude you from donating blood or plasma. And the third thing to say is that the information that I provide here is of a general nature and relates to Australia only. So if you're watching or listening somewhere else in the world, then of course see your doctor first of all, as I just said, but also you might find that there are different rules in your country than there are in Australia, and it's worth checking those out. So there's blood or there's plasma donations at most centres. There's also, at some large centres, you can donate platelets, which are, I think, remembering that I said I don't have any medical training, the red blood cells. And I did do that once, but Goulburn doesn't do it. It's not big enough. It's not a big enough centre to have the machinery to do that. And in any case, I require plasma more. So there's blood, and what happens there is that you sit down in a very comfortable chair, and the staff are very friendly and look after you well, and they hook you up to a machine that withdraws a quantity of blood, literally takes your blood away. How much blood? Well, that depends on your age and your gender. That is, whether it's you're male or female. They're the words I understand, so they're the words I'm going to use. Excuse me. your age, your gender, and your weight. That blood is obviously used for all sorts of reasons. People having surgery, for example, people who are badly injured and need blood transfusions, they give them a package of your whole blood. Donating blood is fairly quick and it is painless, but you can only do it every 3 months. And the reason for that is it takes 3 months or thereabouts for your body to replace the blood that you've donated. So you're making another appointment in 3 months and repeat the process. Donating plasma is slightly different. Plasma is the sort of browny, yellowy coloured liquid that is extracted from your blood. And whereas blood has a very limited number of medical uses, in other words, you can give it to someone for a transfusion, but there's not a lot of other things you can do with the blood. There's a whole bunch of things, I think 42 different things you can do with plasma. It's used a lot for cancer treatment and so on. So in one respect, the reason why you might become a donor is because the life you save could be your own. You could end up needing plasma or a blood product at some stage, and whilst you would never know if you got your own blood back again, and people who get your blood or plasma, they don't know who you are. It could ironically turn out to be your own life. But back to the plasma. So it's the brownish or yellowy coloured liquid that is extracted from the blood. What happens there is that, again, you sit down there or sort of recline in a very comfortable chair. The staff are very friendly, take a lot of care and make sure that you're relaxed, and they hook you up to a machine that extracts your blood, and then by through some magic process that I don't really understand, it filters out the plasma and gives you the blood back. And that's why you can donate plasma every 2 weeks, because you're not actually losing your blood, you're just losing this plasma stuff. And how much plasma they take again depends on your age, your gender, and how much you weigh. And when you go to the Lifeblood office, there's a questionnaire that they ask you to fill out, and it asks you some fairly detailed and personal questions about your health and your habits, and it's a legal document in the sense that if it can be shown that you knowingly told didn't tell the truth, in other words, you knew about, you had some medical condition that you didn't disclose, you can be prosecuted. But of course that doesn't happen because you've gone to your doctor first of all, and your doctor has said it's okay for you to do it, and then before your blood or plasma is used, the first step of the process is they take a few test tubes of your blood and they test it for a whole variety of things. And if they find one of those things, of course, they can't use your blood, but also they will contact you and say, there's something that's not quite right here in your blood samples. here's what we found. You should go and see your doctor about it. So once you've filled in the questionnaire, you go into a little room and you complete another process with one of the staff where they do a pinprick of your finger to get a hemoglobin sample. Hemoglobin is the stuff that makes your blood rich in red, and it is kept rich in red by eating red meat and leafy green vegetables. There's a range of in which the reading should be. If it's too high, it may indicate some problems with your health. It may. And if it's too low, same thing. And if between donations there's a huge fluctuation or change in the figure, they will, that might give them cause for concern as well. So they go over the questionnaire with you and make sure that you've answered all the questions honestly and truthfully, and you understand that you have signed a legal document, and then they take you to the back of the building, hook you up to the machine, and you do whatever it is you're doing. And in my case, I donate plasma because I have the most common blood type, and therefore they don't need as much of that type of blood as other types, but they still need the plasma. In my case, I donate, I think it's 879 mils, which seems like a very precise amount, but I think it's the maximum amount they can take, and it's based on, as I said, my age, my weight, the gender. It takes about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how the blood is pumping. Once I put the needle in you to start the process, there's no more pain or discomfort. I can be honest with you and say, when someone sticks a needle in you, there is pain, but it's temporary and it soon passes. Then you sit there and they have free Wi-Fi, so you take your preferred device and do whatever you do. And if you require a drink or something, I'll happily come and give you water or juice or something while you're doing it. And when the process is finished and they've put a compression bandage on your arm, I'll invite you to have a snack. In the front area, a sugary treat, if that's your preference, or something that's savoury, and a drink, water, juice, tea, coffee, and then you go on your way. They give you an advisory that even in a few days afterwards you feel unwell or lightheaded or dizzy or whatever, you should contact them, and they'll tell you what is the best thing to do. I should say that's never happened to me. That doesn't mean it hasn't happened to other people, and they offer it as a general precaution. So that's why you should become a blood or plasma donor. I realise that there are, as I said, people with medical conditions or who take certain medications who can't do it, or their doctors would say not a good idea for you to do this. Also, if you've had tattooing or piercing, even if it's henna tattooing, I think you have to wait something like 4 months. And I understand, of course, that there are some people who might have religious or other reasons why they might not do this, and so I'm not trying to guilt you into anything. We're just trying to say, here's something that you might not have thought about before. Now that I've told you about it, you might think about doing it. And like I said at the beginning, see your doctor first. Well, thank you for watching. I hope at least having listened to me talk about it stimulates you to at least think about it. And if you go down and do it once, I'll be very happy. The staff there will be very happy, and the people who receive your products will be happy. Have a good day, and thanks for watching.